I really like this theme. It's so simple and chill. Anyways, what's up, everybody? I screwed up my own intro. Well, let's try that again. What's up, everybody? I'm Shadow Gaming and Music, and welcome back to more Great Ace Attorney adventures. Last time, we were finally able to get out of the other room, our cabin, for the first time on our trip. Well, Ryunosuke's first time, at least. Thanks to our bro, Inspector Hosonaga, who's quickly becoming one of my favorite characters in this. And we also had a talk with a burly seaman that he did not see anything, unfortunately. But we're in here. We met a new guy who has apparently been in here, but we don't know what his deal is. We heard a woman scream, apparently, but this man is not a woman as far as we know so far. And we saw the case behind him rattle, so there's something in there, and we're going to try to get to the bottom of it by talking to him and checking his room. Oh, and the first thing I noticed is that his bookshelf is also pushed over all to the left the way it was in Cosmo's room, and he also has a trophy statue, whatever the heck it is, there too. So let's check first. First things first, as always, look at this pin. Mr. Roylott, what do you make of this? Grimsby Roylott, that's his name. That's gonna be a hard name to remember. Listen, do you know why I am wearing these dark glasses? No, not really. Oh, I already did this. Alright, my bad. I recorded the last few ones on the same day, so the fact that I just did this and I didn't realize, just hitting stop recording and start recording again made me forget. Alright, let's look around a bit first. My man, what the what are you doing? Ryunosuke can attest, this is not comfortable. Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes? You need only address me as Sholmes. That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there? He was in the wardrobe. Why, I was resting, of course. Resting? Indeed, indubitably. I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting. Waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of detection into service. Oh! And it would seem that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Am I mistaken? A little bit. Well, no, actually. You're spot on for once. Yeah, we need your help, buddy. If you're a detective, come help us detect things. Observe closely. Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylott, is clearly trying to hide something, no shit. I could have made that deduction. And do you know what is the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? Why? The truth, of course. Though, it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians. Right. Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it? Yes. Oh, yes, please. You don't have to sound so excited, Susato. But show me. Well then, what you are about to see may well astound you. For I am about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Anime cutscene? Oh no, I was hoping it would be an anime cutscene. Could this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you? Could you be wearing any more clothes? What? From time to time, it occurs to me. Is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness? Or Russian on account of his dubiousness? What are you trying to say about Russians, bro? There's a lot of stereotyping going on in this game. Very, what's the word I'm looking for? Accurate for the time. Not very PC, but I like how this dialogue here is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness, or Russian on account of his dubiousness, is kind of still a meme today. They knew what they were doing. I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you or anyone. Very true, Ryunosuke. That's right. And Mr. Sholmes? I know this man's beard and dark glasses are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment. That is true! Shh. I must have complete silence. What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that? Ah, just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. Don't ask me, buddy. He works. My guy Sholmes goes to the beat of his own drum. He works in his own little world, in his own little universe where things make sense to him and no one else. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts. Mr. Roylott, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions. Again with the two conclusions. What do you mean? Number one, your true identity is that of a villain. Okay? Using those shears, you are about to end the existence of something most dear. Like a deer. Are you not? And number two, the other conclusion I have drawn, you are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of a Porky Pig again. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you have been discovered. Does it not? Ugh. Oh, Naruhodo-san! I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions with my own eyes. That was a great deduction. Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person. What? What ineffable twaddle? I'm gonna start using that. Ineffable twaddle. I'm gonna save that. What an ineffable twaddle. Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes. And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. This is like a dream come true! You know what, let's let her have her little moment. It's fine, it's adorable, she's fangirling. I can hardly believe it, but all the color is drained from Mr. Roylott's face. Something happened. It looks like somehow both of Mr. Sholmes' conclusions were right. Well, the shears thing was kind of a little bit out of left field. You could have shears for a lot of things, so we don't know. But the fact that he's so quick to try to kick us out, and he's obviously trying to hide something in the case, the fact that he's trying to... The deduction that he's going to commit a crime isn't all that out of the park to think about. How could you... How could I possibly know such things, you wish to say? It's elementary, my dear Watson, elementary. Very well then, I shall elucidate. I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So I cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery. Let us board the train of reasoning. Put plainly, let us work through my deductions together. Thank you. Ooh, the great deduction. The game is afoot. Oh, this is a gameplay thing. Topic 1, old man's identity. Alright, so we have to find the conclusion of this. Interesting. Curious how this goes. So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott, obviously what catches the eye in the first place, is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Yes, because those are a weapon, those could be dangerous, and he's angry, so When someone's angry and they have something that could be used as a weapon in your hand, you notice that incredibly quickly. And now, shall we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. You know what? Maybe. It's a possibility. Now, moving on. Yeah, it's gotta be so dramatic with it. Spin, spotlight, the works. The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of this magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper. In particular, the fascinating front page article. Which, it would appear, you have read also, Mr. Roylott. That was a nice catch, actually. I wondered what that was, but apparently it's the article. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary Villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard. The snaps while walking around so he can focus on different things. Okay, I'm liking Shulm so much more in this game. This entire section is just kind of cool. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before I gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. You are the fearsome Russian revolutionary himself, Willem Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand. Okay, so it's not a gameplay thing, it's just little cutscenes so he can show us his deduction. Okay, topic 2. Wrongdoing. Alright, what do we got now? Now, as for my second conclusion, you are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. Ugh. And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. Ugh. And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently, and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before your very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare. No, I refuse! What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps. One slight enough to fit therein. Don't be absurd! And what, pray, would be the identity of this young lady in the traveling case? Oh dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oeil. How do you pronounce that? Deil?
Coup d'oeil.
Betrays you. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. For there is another, more stimulating article. If we turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page, that's right, there was something on the back page. I didn't bother reading it. Hello. This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruhodo-san? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? She is very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you've noticed the article. Ah! Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? 'Cause they sound a lot different from your language. It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room, wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. That's a lot of money. Oh? How much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money. Susato-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. Aww. That's so cute. That's such a cute detail. She does have pretty eyes. The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry because of the tiara. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. And they've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? It does seem to be the Russian thing to do. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. I don't know what Russia's like at this time. Maybe not. Maybe Ryunosuke is right. Alright, and it's been updated. Okay. I'm gonna need that later, so I should probably examine it. If we turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page, renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to but one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. And, according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Did he actually kidnap her, or was he just assisting her in running away? Because those are two different distinctions. And thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this Russian enigma. Elemensky! Elementary, my friend. My dear Watson, elementary. Elemensky. So Elemensky is probably his catchphrase. I'll remember that. Susato-san? That wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it? Well, the stories are full of Mr. Sholmes' brilliant deductions, you know? But that did seem a little different somehow. I mean, he figured something out. Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes? Could you come here a moment? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about your deductions. Would you mind? Not at all. Go on. Not at all. Go on. Well, to start with, there's a newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other. That is also true. Ah, yes. I recall our discussion earlier, and at the time, I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance. In fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Roylett does look more like this man than you do. That's not the point. And another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina? Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman. Not just at first glance, it is too small, clearly! You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child in that case, even if you pushed really hard. Ryunosuke, don't say that with such confidence, it sounds like you've done it before. I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she? You mean you don't know? No. The young lady is 15. No, I didn't know. How could I? Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her... Excuse me? Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be poking out from that case. That's not how that works, for sure. Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain litheness in their bodies. Vinegar? For such a sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small case. Oh dear, you might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes. And my camera died on me, what the hell? In the back! Oh dear, you might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Sholmes. For some reason my camera's going out randomly a few times the last few days, so my camera might finally be starting to go out, which is really sad. This whole thing is turning into a circus. Mr. Naruhodo, something's occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of the matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic that seem a little off. Your idea of a little may be a little off itself, Mr. Sato. It's just one or two key words in his deduction that seem to let him down. So, I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think? Switch some keywords in his deductions. So is this the mechanic we're going for? Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions. Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind. This man is a lot of work. He really is. At times, I wonder how anyone puts up with me. You know, at least he's self-aware. It's not that funny. It's kind of funny. Ah, and you, my good fellow. Sorry? Take a moment to look at your wrists. My wrists? Yes, I'm still handcuffed. What? Where are your handcuffs? Man, he tricked even me. I feel so ashamed. Huh? How did... I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction. I don't believe it. Well, believe it! Mr. Sholmes, you are a marvel! You know what? That was actually pretty cool. He should be a magician. And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished. I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this. So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Alright, ooh. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes! A revolutionary on the run. So what are we missing here? What do we have to correct him on? Dubious looking Russian, Mr. I'm assuming it's the red words that pop up. The highlighted red words. What catches the eye in the first place? is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Had to let out a quick sneeze. Sorry about that. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. He wants to cut the beard, he says. To cut away the copious beard you sport. Right there. Okay, so the game does it for me. I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard? I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me, though. Ah, come on, Ryunosuke. Maybe you're able to grow a beard someday. It doesn't sit quite right. It doesn't quite sit right with me, though. It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roylott either. Which means, I suppose that the deduction is wrong. Let's try to switch a keyword here, Naruhodo-san, and see if it helps matters. Alright, but how? I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylott. I wonder if it's really his beard that he intended to use the shears on. Oh, exactly. Sorry, was that Ryunosuke? It was. I wonder if it's really his beard that he intended to use those shears on. Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the scene of Mr. Shom's deduction better, then what? Then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san. Why am I the one to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we could even use to switch around in that last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Roylott really going to use those enormous shears for? Alright, oh, so we look around. Coat buttons. Copious beard, thick hat. Interesting. Can I move? Can I pan the camera down, or is it? It has to be his hair, right? I have a feeling, first of all, I have a feeling this beard might be fake, though I could be wrong. But this golden hair makes me feel like all of this is a wig. Alright, I think I figured it out. This is the ballerina hiding in plain sight in disguise. Okay, I think I got it. And this is her hair, and she needs to cut it off in order to better hide her disguise. Yes. Got you. Well, we wouldn't be able to see that because this model was in front of... Ryunosuke does the fucking spin and snap that Sholmes does. I love it. You are on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed. You have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose, except you didn't. Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. Ugh. You're not a man at all. You're a woman. Okay, that's kind of a leap. Even guys can have long hair too, but we'll roll with it. And judging from the length and sheen of your hair, one's still very much in her youth. Oh no! If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected. The question then begged is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals, this is the same thing, is the article about the revolutionary. Wrong article. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea that old man was really a young woman in disguise. Did you? What? Why are you staring at me like that? Yes, it was a surprise, Naruhodo-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Sorry? You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room deducing the facts with Mr. Sholmes. He really does, actually. I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. Ryunosuke, stop acting like a tsundere. Please. This is strictly business, not strictly game. Yes, I understand. No, say no more. Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now. No, that's true. Given that Mr. Roylott is actually a woman, exactly, he, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary. Why not? Why can't women be merciless revolutionaries? I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now. That is true, though. Yes. Let's switch the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts as we now understand them. For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I've read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Alright, I'll do my best. It's the other article about the ballerina. Alright, do a little dance, Ryunosuke. The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina. That's right, you've hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name. Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novovich Ballet's prima ballerina, Miss Nikolina Pavlova. Ah! Oh God, the shears are in your hat, girl. Dude, dudette. Yep, I knew it. It was all a fake. Aw, she's pretty. I have to remember she's 15, though. She's pretty, but she's 15. You're right. My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. We got it. We got it. We got it. Now we just need the second topic. What's the actual wrongdoing? Can't be kidnapping. She can't kidnap herself. Now, as for my second conclusion, you are at this very moment on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. You've taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. I feel like I'm changing Sholmes' voice a lot. It's hard for me to find that specific tone I found earlier. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, the traveling case. It is not the traveling case, okay? This woman is the ballerina, and she's right in front of our eyes. So, clearly she can't be inside that traveling case as well. No, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all. In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? I can see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again. You seem to look pleased, Naruhodo-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes? Stop it! Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to. That's the traveling case. It's the tiara. She's stealing the tiara. Does she want to sell it or something? But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Once again, it's hiding in plain sight because I can't see it from the other angles. The proof of your crime is surely this tiara. I I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novovich Ballet, is it not? It's elementary, my dear Watson. Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And, if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. In summary, the crime you have committed is theft. Oh no! Yes, you left your ballet troupe, unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you. Ah! So why were you yelling? What happened? I have no one. No family, no friends. I am all alone, and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say, an earl from Prussia? It belongs to me. This girl is only 15 years old, and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely. I'll be your friend. For a little bit, at least. At least I'd turn you over to the police for stealing. All right. I will tell you everything. There's no point in hiding it now. Come. Let us not be hasty. What? There remains one unsolved mystery about you. Mystery? What do you mean? What do you mean? You have staunchly refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wished it to remain closed. I just completely lost my British accent. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there is no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I have ever laid eyes on them. Dear me, we are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless coup d'oeil betrays you. And once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the books on the shelf. Oh boy. He's completely changed tack with his deduction now. I think Mr. Sholmes is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you? I mean, yes, but he's also doing it poorly. Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? It's just a wild guess, surely. Oh, do you think so? Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would be written in a book that doesn't even belong to her. Yes, that's true, but still, Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself. Then there has to be another reason why she won't open the case. And it must be somewhere in the same area if that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn. I agree. There's only one answer. That's the only answer. Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookcase. Alright, so what's here? Small picture. Rules of passage. Alright. My initial thought was that there was a pet in there. She looked at the thing because there's a warning that you're not supposed to have pets in here. And that's the real reason. Oh, wait. I examined it instead of presenting it. I wonder what happens if you break the rules. I'm sure the punishment would be severe. You'd probably be left to drift in the freezing cold ocean. Or shut inside a tiny wardrobe for days on end. So I've actually been serving time for weeks now. Have I? The answer is the rules of passage. She has a pet in there. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Elementary, my dear Naruhodo. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents. Uh-oh. It's hopping. As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time. But no weapon or other dangerous item would move on its own accord. Bioweapons, but they didn't exist yet. Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova. Inside your traveling case. Together is the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage. A pet. Aw, poor girl. We exposed her secret, but it had to be done. What does she have? Is it a dog? I love this. This is cool. Elementary, my dear Watson. Elementary. I need to get consistent with my voices. So clearly, you aren't who you said you were. No, I am not Grimesby Roylott. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct. You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel. Which couldn't have been easy. The Borea is a huge steamship with a vast crew. Could she really have snuck on board without being noticed? In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman. And you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet, to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. Aww, he cares. It's not just women, my hair is important to me too. So, if it was just you about to cut off your own hair, who was it that let out the scream we heard from inside the cabin? That veritable tinkling of a bell? Why, none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me. I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disgust myself? So no one would recognize me. As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man. I see. I put on the fur hat and a fake beard. Then, just before you came in here, I saw the newspaper. Right on the page, there was a picture of me. Aww. I was so frightened. I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearances completely, they would find me. So, I decided to cut all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and then... At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. Why is it annoyingly unlocked? Things happen like that sometimes, don't they? Things do indeed happen like that from time to time. Are those two even talking about the same thing? Good question, Ryunosuke. I don't think so, but let's just let them have their moment, okay? There's just one more thing I'd like to know. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case? You were right. It is my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world. Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to any of the crew. Your secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return, you must tell us, in as much detail as you can muster, about the events of last night. Yes, alright. I will tell you. Well, Mr. Naruhodo? Wasn't it something? Mr. Shom's great deduction? Oh, it was something, alright. It was a chance to try out a damn cool new mechanic of the game. I can't wait for more of these. It was certainly something, yes. I'm just not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed. It is incredible. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, yes? What? Observe your wrists. He put my handcuffs back on. Ah! Your hands! Are cuffed again? What? But how? True to my word, I have restored your shackles. When? Why? There is still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say, but it can't be helped at the moment. Can't it? Really? Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. I have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-sama wrote about in his diary really was. And alright, that's the menu. And I think this is a good place to stop it. That was a lot of stuff that happened, but hey, we discovered, what was her name? Nicolina? I feel bad. Nicolina's her name. We discovered Nicolina, we had a great new mechanic, so I can't wait to try out more of this stuff in this game, but like the characters are doing so good, my voices are not, but you know what? I'm having fun. But as always, you know how I end these videos. If you like this video, hit the like button, go down and subscribe if you want to find more, and if you enjoy what I'm doing so I can continue to do it more. But as always, be happy, be safe, be healthy, and good night, everybody.